Hello, I am Tawnia Liz, and welcome to Let's Talk, because healing talks even when you can't. Welcome to the first step in our codependency series. Every journey of healing begins with awareness, and before we can change what feels heavy, we must first see it for what it is. So let's talk about step one. Step one invites you to recognize the signs of codependency. It's the subtle ways it can show up in daily life. And it's often disguised as care, loyalty, or sometimes even as love. Codependency is sneaky. It doesn't announce itself. It hides in the habits that seem normal or sometimes even good. But beneath the surface, it takes more than it gives. Here are some of the ways that it showed up for me. And maybe you'll recognize them in your own story. I used to feel guilty when I said no. I measured my worth by how much I helped. I stayed quiet to avoid conflict. I felt responsible for other people's happiness. And I feared being abandoned if I set boundaries. And this is how it showed up for me. And even if one of these feels true for you, it's enough to take pause and keep learning about what codependency is. Maybe this is codependency, or maybe this isn't the type of love that you are looking for yourself. Now, I want you to know something important. Saying these things out loud isn't about affirming them as truths that you want to keep within you. It's about bringing what's hidden into the open. And when you give words to your old patterns, they lose some of their quiet power. You can hear them, you can notice them, and you begin to separate yourself from them. Let's speak them together. I feel guilty when I say no. I measure my worth by how much I help or do for others. I stay quiet to avoid conflict. I feel responsible for other people's happiness. I fear abandonment if I set boundaries. Awareness changes everything. It's like switching the light on in a room that you've been stumbling through in the dark. Suddenly the patterns don't control you in the same way. You've given them life. You've spoken them from your body and you've heard them. And you're able to recognize that they exist within you. Seeing the signs isn't about blame. It's about giving yourself the chance to choose differently. It's about realizing I am not my patterns. I am worthy of something better. It's really important to start simple. Pick one sign that feels the most true for you right now and say it out loud. For example, I feel guilty when I say no. Let the words sit with you for a moment if they're true for you. Don't fight them. Don't judge them. Don't try to change them. Just notice them. Notice how they feel in your body. Because even the small act of doing that is a beginning to holding power and taking back yourself. Awareness grows stronger when we move through it with expression. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through writing, giving shape to what was once hidden. When you are able to speak these words out loud in written form, or even just an expression through poetry or any type of form of getting them outside of your body, it's very helpful. So when you're ready, take what you've noticed when you've heard about this and when you've been feeling through this series, take what you've noticed and put those words on paper. Writing has a way of making the invisible become visible. These are some things that you might ask yourself and say them out loud. When does codependency show up most in my life? Or how does my body feel when I fall into codependency? What do I fear would happen if I didn't carry this pattern anymore? When you write down these questions and you answer them for yourself, it really takes root inside of you. And it starts to take the power of codependency away and re-empower you to speak to it. You can tear up the paper later, you can destroy it, or you can turn it into something to share with somebody you love. Remember, there are no right answers here, only honesty. And honesty is where healing begins. You don't have to fix everything today. Seeing clearly is enough. Healing begins the moment you recognize what's been hidden. Recognizing the signs is the first step, that light switch moment. From here, step 2 will help you take the awareness further by naming the pattern out loud, so you can separate yourself from it and begin stepping into truth. Thank you for being here with me in this first step. It is not an easy pattern to face. I know that for me, it shaped my life. Patterns that have shaped your life are patterns to overcome, and that is brave. If this resonated with you, please like this episode and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. There are more steps, more truths, and more tools ahead, and I'd be honored to share them with you. Together, we'll keep finding the courage to choose differently.